Hello and welcome back to the Pokemon Fusion Generator once again. We are here with, honestly, a fusion that I think pairs pretty well to start off this episode. We have a bee, we have a flower. Generally, in the real world, these two things would come together in harmony and help each other survive in a way, okay? Bees pollinate flowers, bees help live off the flowers, that sort of thing. When they're fused together, however, you get a tri-headed leaf flower monster creature. And honestly, I think I'd prefer that. So we're starting things off with Flowbee today. Honestly, my thought process was pretty simple. Bee and flower go well together, sure, let's fuse those. Very bug type, fits kind of well for that fusion. It's just that this wasn't quite what I had in mind. I had some semblance of the bee still there, rather than it just being a tri-headed Floette monster. That it's just a Hydreigon fused with a Floette at this point in my eyes. But if we flip it around, we'll see if it looks any better. Comet. You know what? That's not what a comet looks like. Comets are the things that Jirachis come from. Honestly, I can see a semblance of Jirachi in this. I'm not gonna lie. I see a little bit of Jirachi in this. Maybe this is like a Jirachi's second form, the Comet. I like it. It's like an Alolan form, especially for Jirachi, it gives its Comet form. I'm ready, I'm predicting the future. Honestly, if we give Pokemon like 20 years, it's probably going to be a thing. Jirachi Comet form will almost certainly be a thing in like 20 years. But to start things off this episode, we have ourselves a nice little fusion. It's apparently meant to look pretty cute. It's meant to look like a little baby Keldeo or a baby Samurott. I forget which, probably baby Samurott, considering Keldeo is the smaller of the two. I think this is actually going to look kind of nice. I have my high hopes. Sam Udio. You know what? Actually, I do kind of like this. I do really like this. He's got his little tail. Okay, it looks pretty nice. Water fighting type. Still fits very well with both of these Pokemon, because no real type changes happen. It's got his magnificent power that comes from that incredible moustache and just facial hair in general. Honestly, that's where all of Samurott's power comes from. You might think it's from like the big horn on his head. We don't need that. We got rid of that. That's replaced. We'll stick with Keldeo's horn. Okay, so it can use Sacred Sword. Thinking ahead. Okay, this fusion knows everything. They fused perfectly. But as we know, all of the power comes from hair and facial hair. So this is just a monster. Pokemon's just an absolute monster. It could destroy the entire world if it wanted to. I like the baby Samurott. That looks nice. What happens if we do it the other way, though? my first thought when I saw this was, oh, it's a Salamence. Just like, that was completely normal. That is not normal. That is not Salamence. I don't know why my brain thought that. Oh my god, we got both horns. So we've ended up with Samurott's horn here, Keldeo's horn here. What is this? Oh, that's Keldeo's, like... I don't know what that is on Keldeo now that I think about it. It's Keldeo's thing. There we go. That'll describe it enough, I'm sure. It's got, like, some nice, powerful legs. We've got a weird horse tail that I don't think fits as well as Samurott's tail, if I'm perfectly honest. Honestly, still doesn't look horrible, though. Considering how it could have looked, it doesn't look bad at all. Kelrot. Not bad. Not bad. We have a lot of requests to do today, so we're going on to Mr. Mime, everyone's favourite thing. Everyone's favourite Pokemon, of course, that we are going to mix with two things. First, we're going to mix with Gengar, and try and turn this into a spoopy Mr. Mime. Yep, that is spoopy, alright. That is absolutely terrifying. This is what created Hooper. Somewhere in a deep, dark world, probably in the Distortion world, this Pokemon went and researched in a lab and created Hooper. I believe it. They even have the same type. It's prophecy. It's true. Gen Mime. So that looks terrifying, and I hate it, and I want it to disappear. We also want to fuse with Banette. These are both spooky ghost types, intended to make the spookiest Mr. Mime possible. I feel like Banette might... Yeah, that looks worse to me. Yeah, I don't know if it's the complete lack of hand. I think it's Banette's hands. There's the zip for a mouth. You know, I just think Banette probably makes this more terrifying. If I had to be honest, this is the one that's in a lab down in the Distortion world. This Pokemon created Giratina. The other one created Hooper. This one created Giratina. They work together. They're both failed experiments of trying to create a Mr. Mime that didn't look creepy. but whenever you pair Mr. Mime with any Pokemon in the Pokedex, it always looks creepy. So I'm pretty sure they tried reverse psychology on it somewhere in like the Fusion database, and they went, you know what, let's fuse Mr. Mime with a ghost type. If we put two creepy things together, it'll make it less creepy. That's what they tried, and it didn't work, and this was created. So, thanks for scarring me with that. I appreciate it. Let's move on to something that might look a little bit nicer with Flabebe, if I can work out how to spell it. Oh, I just can't do the funny E. Okay, and... Okay, it's Mr. Mime again. You know, this ain't gonna look any better. This ain't gonna look any better. You know what, never mind. Yeah, this is not gonna look any better. Mr. Bebe. Mr. Bebe. This is something I didn't need to see. This is something I really didn't need to see. It reminds me of these little, I guess you'd say, like, leaves, plants, seeds or something that you used to get here in the UK. We used to call them, like, helicopters. Because when you, like, I don't know why I'm talking about this, but this is exactly what it looks like. They'd be leaves that would have, like, two sort of prongs either side, and when you let go of them at a high height, they used to just spin around like a helicopter on the way down. This is what I'm seeing out of this. That probably makes no sense to anyone, but you know what? It looks like a helicopter is what I'm trying to say, okay? It looks like a helicopter, Mr. Bebe. If we swap it around, however, oh my lord, that's beautiful! Why do I like this? This is I think it's because I like grass types, and this is not a fairy psychic type, okay? This is a grass psychic type if I have ever seen one. Or grass fairy, you know, honestly, these two types are kind of similar in their aesthetic, I guess. But this is a grass type, and this is beautiful. It's got, like, Vileplume. It's a Vileplume behind it. The Mr. Mime stole a Vileplume. It's great. It's actually great. Okay. Alright, you know what? That one gets a 10 out of 10. Let's continue with the terrifying formula that we've got going. Go with Weepinbell. Why would anyone fuse these two? And Octillery. Weepinbell and Octillery, these are two Pokemon I would say shouldn't be fused, if I'm honest. I get the feeling this is going to look horrible. So let's do it. Yeah, what could go wrong? Octpinbell. It's just a potato. It's just a potato. I don't know what else to say about that. It's a potato with some leaves. It's a sprouting potato. Yep. That's a potato. I have nothing else I can say about that. Weepinbell, on the other hand, now that's a creature. Now that's a creature. Why is it, like, sprouting... I need to get a better vocabulary. Why is it sprouting, like, branch part, almost, coming out of its butt? Shouldn't that be coming out of the top of it? You know, I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to accept that as that's what happened. This was created. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't know whether it's the big old sucker lips. Ooh. Actually, let's not go with sucker lips. That sounds horrible. But let's go with puckered lips. That sounds a little bit better, doesn't it? Puckered lips. It's terrifying. It's terrifying. Although part of me, deep down, wants to give it a straw hat, and then I'd probably like it. I probably would. So, moving on, we're going to go with Delibird, one of my favourite Pokemon of all time, and mix it with Banette. Again, another Banette. Okay, we know the zip for a mouth is going to make this horrible. I really like Delibird. Am I about to be scarred? I might be about to be scarred. That actually doesn't look too bad. You know what? You know what? I went into this expecting the worst, because I was thinking about how happy Delibird is. He just wants to go out and give presents. This is counter Delibird. This is the Delibird that comes to you if you've been on the naughty list, okay? He's got coal in his sack, okay? That sounds horrible. He's got coal in his sack. He's ready to go and deliver it to all the naughty children. It always sounds horrible. The Banebird, I love the name, actually. The name is really fitting for this. Ghost Ice type, that fits really well as well, actually. You know what? I could see this having a place in the Pokemon world. Although, I'll admit, coal is very expensive nowadays. Coal gets Coal would get the kid rich, to be honest. So rather than delivering coal, I feel like Banebird just goes and like, just goes and just steals their soul. You know, there's no present. It just goes and takes their soul and like trades it off on the soul market for like, I don't know, a nice potato, for example. Trades the soul for a potato on the black market and gives the potato to the good children. That's what Banebird does. Banebird, you did good. You do your job well, okay? I made a full story for that. Delibird, on the other hand, if we fuse it the other way, is... we're gonna ignore that. we're gonna ignore that. Let's just focus on Banebird, then it looks fine, okay? Then it looks fine. Let's move on to Feebas. The Pokemon that is very, very ugly, that evolves into Pokemon that is very, very unugly. Yes, that's the term, Brain. Unugly. Good job, Brain. You did it. Very, very beautiful Pokemon. Marill, on the other hand, is... It's Peekaboo. So, it's great. it's the face. It's the face. The face does everything, okay? I'll admit, I kind of like the tail. I think the tail fits really well on Feebas and Magikarp. I think that tail does look pretty good on any water type. The face just looks so happy to be alive. It's just so happy. The water type Mabas is just a happy little fish. It's that simple. It's just a happy little fish. It's happy to be around. I like it. What about the other way? Nope. 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 I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. That's Nightmare Fuel. That's a very, very grumpy Marill. Also, what is happening with the tail? The tail is... it's a full-on, like, mop attached to its back. Do you, like, pick it up like a squeaky toy and then use it as a mop on your desk or something? Yeah. Yeah, that's what we use it for. Okay, Feebas has a use. You know what? That's okay. That's okay. Let's go on to Muck and Garbodor. Well, this is not going to look particularly nice, is it? This is going to look horrible. Why would you want these fused? This is going to be horrific. Actually, wait. I think I prefer this to Garbodor. I'm not going to lie. To be honest, I get the whole thing with saying, well, Garbodor's just a trash bag, right? And I also get the counter-argument of saying, well, Muck did it first, because Muck is just sewage and all that stuff, right? So I get both arguments. I'm gonna be honest, I still think Muck looks better out of the two, just because it has a more simple design. I feel like Garbodor is just overdone with all of these weird colours and things like that. If it was just a trash bag, I'd probably be okay with it. But this kind of takes the best of both. It doesn't overdo the colour with Garbodor, and it has the nice simplistic part of Muck. I actually kind of like it. Even though I really don't want to, I kind of like it. I feel like if this hand was still Muck's hand, and it just had like a Garbodor hand coming off of this side, I think I'd really like this. What about the other way? See, that's what I'm talking about with overdoing it. See, this has too much colour, this is too much in the design. I don't like this at all. This is way too much gone into the design, and it doesn't look good to me. So, no. But we're going to be wrapping things off with Pinsir, and then I was told to go on a Wooper spree. Not a Whopper spree, close. But I was told to go on a Wooper spree after this. He's so happy. He's just a happy Pokemon. I love it. Woosur, water bug type. Honestly, I like it. I really do. I don't like the idea of giving Wooper any kind of weaponry like spiky horns. I feel like that's a bad thing for everyone. Wooper only enjoys other Pokemon's demise. Okay, that's why it's so happy all the time. It knows the horrific things that go on in the world, and it loves it. Wooper is not a good Pokemon. Okay, it's evil. It's evil. And I'll keep telling you this until the end of time. Wooper is evil. He enjoys others' misery. But if we're going on a Wooper, rampage, let's just do the classic one. There he is. There he is. Woolord. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Honestly, I don't think I need to go on a rampage. I think that's enough. I think that is enough to just bring happiness to everyone. Honestly, I can't look at that and feel sad. I don't know how anyone could look at that and feel sad. Actually, there's one more thing I need to do. Hold on. Hold on. We have one more thing we need to do. There we go. There we go. Isn't that nice? Alright, we did it. We have successfully made the best fusion in the game. So if you guys have enjoyed this Pokemon Fusion episode, go ahead and, as always, leave your fusions in the comments below. I will make sure to get to them tomorrow in the next episode. And if you guys have enjoyed, leave a like down below, hit that subscribe button, and without further ado, bye!